What up, guys? It's your boy, Sauce. So yeah, it just felt like another rant. It's been a while. It's been a while since I released something. It's been a while since I dropped a video. But yeah, so I'm at my old chilling spot out in the country. Nutcase is in hibernation. Everything's good. Everything's prospering. Let's just say that. So I'm just here watching the people's dogs. They've gone away to a funeral. And all prayers go to them in these hard times because they need it. They need to be reassured that they matter. They are okay. It's not the end of the world for them. Yes, it's hard times. They're going through a lot of pain, a lot of emotional trauma and stuff like that because they lost a family member. But when people are dealing with stuff like this, be sure to be there for them. So, besides that, just touch up on my last post there about the narcissist. This is totally different than what I was just talking about. It's a total flip of the coin. So yeah, I mentioned something about a rope. How they're tossing ropes. They're fishing. They will fish and try to get reactions and all this stuff. This is all done for attention. Attention seeking. So when you pick that rope up and you respond, if there's any truth to what you're saying, they will go and play avoidant. They will start avoiding everything you say to them, as if they don't see what you're saying. They might actually even block you. So it's one-sided, so they can manipulate and control on their side whatever's done or said. This is a tactic they use. They will gaslight, throw the rope, hoping you pick up that rope and play tug of war. As soon as you pick up, you're playing tug of war back and forth. Anything you say, they disregard. They can't look at themselves. So if you say something that has to do with themselves, they can't look at themselves. They'll shift blame to other things. They'll start blaming this. They'll start blaming other things. They'll start blaming you. It's just they can't self-reflect. They can't look at themselves. And I'm no expert on a narcissist. I'm not a doctor. But I grew up in a family of narcissists. And I know how to deal with them. And a lot of times, they hate questions about themselves. Especially if you expose something like a flaw in them. They'll sit there and push blame on you until you expose that flaw. And next thing you know, they go avoidant. So, like I said, if you question them, they'll block you. A lot of them will say, my haters are my enemies. I mentioned this in my post. But if you look at them, look closely, pay close attention to the people you're talking to. If you look at them, you notice they're alone. No one watches their stuff. Their channels are dead if they're on YouTube. And a lot of them have multiple channels and all their channels are dead. This is also one-sided. So when they say, my enemies, that's one-sided. So I have one guy that hates my guts. He hates my religion, hates everything about me. He thinks I backstabbed him. I've tried to come to him and squash beef. He'd rather war. This is a narcissist. He'd rather cause harm than to fix things. And then he'll push blame on other people too, as to why he's so alone and why he feels pushed out of the groups and all that stuff, and why everyone rejects him. When all he does is throw shade and seeks to cause harm to everyone. So all you can do is pray for these guys. No matter what you say to them, nothing will get through to them. You can't self-reflect. These people can't self-reflect. They refuse to self-better themselves for the positives. They look at things like they need to rebel. And then, so I know one guy, he'll even use Christ and say Christ is Lucifer and he needs to rebel against him. So what do you think's going in my head when I hear something like that? I'm seeing a person that serves Satan. And God created all of us in his image. So Satan's so ingrained in this person, he's using them. And they're so delusional, they can't see the truth of Christ. They have no love, they have no empathy. I honestly, me personally, I believe they're possessed. They made a choice, and that choice was to serve Satan. And it's only getting worse as the days go on. If you notice this in people, people are changing. And they'll pick at you, the believer, to try to cause you to stumble because they know time is short. So, back to it's one-sided, they're enemies. So, someone says I'm their enemy. I don't see them as my enemy. So it's one-sided. They only see me as their enemy. And I try to tell them, you don't need to hold on to this hate. Hatred will only cause chaos and destruction. There are no enemies. Their enemies are the ones they created in themselves. It's a deflection of their hate. The hate they have for others. And also, I mentioned this in the post. I noticed, this is just self of what I see. Every single narcissist I've come in contact with my entire life, hate psychology and hate doctors. And I think this has a lot to do with because the psychologists expose the behaviors in them and they can't look at themselves. They can't self-reflect, so they take it as threats. And they go to war. They want to sue people and do all this crazy stuff. So anyone, like, I'm speaking on psychology right now, they'll take this as a threat. And then they'll go to war with me. And you know what? I don't even war back. So some of my posts sounds like I'm like ridiculing someone. I sort of am. But I'm trying to get them to look at himself. And what I realized over time is I'm still learning. I realized they can't look at themselves no matter what you say. You could try to put it as loving as possible. They can't still look at themselves. They'll perceive it as a threat. They'll think you're attacking them. So there's no talking to these people. This is why they say no contact. A friend of mine posted something about a story of a donkey and a tiger. It was a good story. I learned something from that. So, back to another tactic. They seek to confuse. So a lot of times you're like, what are you talking about? And next thing you know, the more you question, the more you become in the crossfire, in the crosshair. They start attacking you because you're questioning them. They're trying to confuse you, and this is a tactic done to break you down, and this opens you up to manipulation. The truth, everyone already went no contact. You're just a new one. So, this is the reason why a lot of them are, let's say YouTube, a lot of them cry in their YouTube channels saying, no one's listening to me. Or they'll make some conspiracy up saying stuff like they are censored by YouTube or something like that. Everything's a conspiracy with these people. But yeah, that's just some topics, some tactics that the narcissists use. Like I said, the best thing you can do is go no contact. All you can do is pray for them. And you know, I'm one that learns things the hard way. So I'm learning this over time. The more I try to talk to one of my old friends, which is a narcissist, the more I'm becoming his enemy when he's not even my enemy. And the more he flips the truth and twists it into a lie and tries to smear campaign everyone. And you know, I told him. I said to him, you want to make me your enemy? Then come and attack me. Then this will distract you away from attacking innocents, because I'd rather you attack me than attack some innocent that's some random person that tries to question you. Unable to take criticism, unable to take rejection. And this is what they do to everyone that crosses their path. They make them an enemy. And this is why they're alone. They'll take your beliefs and disrespect your beliefs and walk all over you and your boundaries and disrespect your morals and ethics. And then when you say something about it, they'll flip it and say, oh, you attacked me, you're the evil one, you're the crazy evil satanic who's worshiping other things, false idols and stuff like this. Like, this is how far they make everything a conspiracy. You know? They'll even adopt your belief and mix it into other religions to attack others. And a lot of you guys know who I'm talking about. So he's going to listen to this, he's going to know exactly who I'm talking about. And you know what? I don't even care. I wish he would turn away from his hatred. I wish he would stop attacking people. He only causes himself damage when he does this. And I've tried telling him that, but he took that as a threat. Because he can't handle the truth. A lot of you guys can't handle those hard truths, especially when it comes to yourself. So, the groups I used to hang out with, a lot of them are raging against each other. When reality, the truth is, they're both just as bad. They both do the same thing. One guy over here trolls this guy, one guy over here trolls this guy back. It's the same thing. So I will say to you guys, don't stoop to their level. They want you to troll you back. They want you to react negatively. A lot of these guys are narcissists. They'll turn around and say, see, look at him, look how evil he sounds and how much hate he's pushing. They want you to react negatively so they can use it as fuel against you. A lot of them will sit back and laugh too about it. And it's only getting worse, like I was saying. People are changing. People are starting to feed the flesh even more. And all I can say is stay with Christ. Keep turning to Him. I walked away from these philosophies that I was hanging out with these groups because it contradicts my faith. I don't care what kind of truth you have. You can come and show me all the truth you want. I really don't care because I don't believe in that stuff. So if someone comes up to me and says Nimrod, I don't believe in Nimrod, I believe in Christ. So why do I care about Nimrod? Yes, people are falling into that stuff. It speaks about that in the Bible. But I serve my Father Christ. So why would I care about some Egyptian false idols like sun worship and all that stuff when I don't even believe in that stuff? Why would I care about Masons when I don't even believe in that stuff? I believe in my Father who is in heaven. There are none righteous. We are all sinners. Everyone does wrong. No one's perfect. If you think you see yourself perfect, that's Satan in you. Satan saw himself as perfect and wanted to overthrow God. But yeah, so stay positive. Don't feed the trolls. The troll armies are growing. Don't feed them. And stay humble. Look inwards, not outwards. Stay positive and humble. And turn to Jesus Christ. Get in that word.